Welcome back to my little English page. Today it's time for our weekly live. As you know, we go live on Thursdays, every Thursday at 3 p.m. But the time might change next week. Not sure yet. But otherwise, know that we do go live every single week, guys. Ooh, what's going on? Can you guys hear that? I have no clue where this is coming from. Okay, that's better. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was weird. Okay, so today's lesson is going to be quite interesting. We're having a look at a fairly basic topic, which is, travel vocabulary, vocabulary on holidays. But we're going to have a look at slightly more advanced vocabulary. So hopefully this will be useful for you guys and you're going to have some fun because I have prepared some activities. You guys asked last week that you wanted me to create more games. So that's what I've tried to do and hopefully it will be good enough for you guys and you will have fun. So I'm pretty much ready to go. So hello Khalid, hello Luisa, hello Sergi. So nice to see you here, guys. How are you doing? How is your week going? Is it going great so far? So I have my fan again, ready for the heat, because it's really, really hot now. It's summertime pretty much. All right, guys. So before we start as well, I just want to remind you that you have until Sunday to do the task and potentially win a lesson with me in not my latest anymore, the video that I posted last week, which is called How to Self-Study, How to Study Without a Teacher. I also gave you a task, and if you fulfill all the requirements before Sunday at midnight, then you might win a lesson with me. And it's always nice, a free lesson, I think. So, try it. Okay, so again, guys, for those of you who might be new, I just want to let you know that I am aware you are commenting, but there is a slight delay between the moment that you write and the moment that I receive the messages. So, of course, don't get discouraged or angry or sad if I don't reply straight away. I either haven't received the message yet or there are so many messages that I missed it. So try again and it should be okay. Hi Nina, nice to see you. So Sergi, today you had to finish a difficult project. Well, good for you. Good that you managed to finish it even though it was a difficult project. So guys, like I said, today we're going to talk about holidays. So we're going to have a look at some vocabulary that hopefully is more advanced for you. So there should be a lot of new expressions or expressions that you just haven't fully memorized yet. You might have heard them, but you haven't memorized them yet. So before we start, I want you to tell me, what kind of holidays you like to go on. Do you like to go to the countryside? Do you like to go to the seaside? Do you prefer summer holidays? Or maybe do you just not particularly enjoy holidays? Some people, they just prefer to stay at home. That's fine. So just let me know in the comment section. Hello, Mohammed. I'm great. Thank you. How about you? How are you? So guys, today, of course, we're having a look at some advanced holiday vocabulary. And we're going to have a look at types of holidays. Then we're going to have a look at some vocabulary related to sightseeing. Then accommodations, and then activities. By that, I don't mean that we're going to do activities. We're going to learn vocabulary about activities that you can do on holidays. But of course, I forgot what I was going to say. I got distracted. But yes, of course, there are activities throughout the lesson. Like I said, I've designed a few activities. Hopefully, that should be fun. So Sergi wants to travel to Norway, nice, or Sweden. Okay, yes, people there speak very well English usually, absolutely. So Hugo, you like to go hiking, so maybe the mountain, yeah? So I'm going to Europe for Erasmus Would that be a holiday? Not officially. Erasmus, you're supposed to go to university and study, but it is true that when you do those kind of exchange programs, you don't study as much as you would do in your native country or where you originally study. But it is an amazing experience, Yashar, sorry. So you should have a lot of fun. And Sergi is trying to go to the countryside this week. Okay, so that's where you're from, on your mother's side. Okay, awesome. Okay, guys, so let's get started. We're going to start with types of holidays. Okay, so as you can see, this first one is actually an activity. We have 3 possibilities for verb. We have go, go to, or go on. And then on this side, you have several words or expressions. I want you guys to write in the comment section which of those words, where do you put these words here, okay? So for example, let's do the first one together. The mountains. Do you go the mountains? Do you go to the mountains? Or do you go on the mountains? What do you think? I'll give you a second to think. By the way, guys, if it gets a little bit loud, it's normal. My neighbors are getting their kitchen redone, so it might get a little bit loud because of the construction work. Hopefully not, but we'll see. So go on, guys. Let me know. The first one, the mountains. Where would we put that? You go the mountains, you go to the mountains, or you go on the mountains? Don't know. Hello, Luisa. Nice to meet you. So I am half French, half Spanish. Exactly, Hugo. You would go to the mountains. Very good. So let's move it right here. Okay, guys. So now it's your turn to do all of the other ones. Where would you put them? My accent, Luisa, is a bit of a mix between British and American accent, to be honest. But it wouldn't be any kind of strong British or strong American accent. I have a fairly mild accent, I think. Okay, so go to the mountain, and it can be to on the mountain. So you mean you could go on the mountains? I guess, but it just doesn't really make sense. Yeah, it's kind of correct, but it's obviously not the same. If you go on, you're literally talking about being on the mountain. It's a lot more common to say you go to the mountain, okay? All right, so Rosemary, you have another one. You said go on a walking holiday. Very good. You go on a walking holiday. Good job. Well done. All right, so I'm just going to make my screen a little bit smaller so I can see everything. Good. Okay, fantastic. What is next? Okay, Hugo, you say go on a package holiday. Where is package holiday? I can't see it. Yes. Very good. Well done. Okay, you're welcome, Luisa. Hello, Kader. Nice to see you here. Rosemary, you said, that's a cool name, Rosemary. You go abroad. Absolutely. You go abroad. Okay. What else? So we have a wildlife safari, the seaside, the countryside, and a sightseeing holiday. So, hi, Koke. Nice to see you. Okay, guys, I know it's getting a little bit more difficult now, the last few, but we still have to put them in the right category. I know you can do it, just a little bit more. Come on. What's next? So, Sergi, you're saying go on a wildlife safari. Absolutely. Very good. Yes, go to the seaside. So if we go to the seaside, what about the countryside? Yes, Sergi, you go to the countryside as well. Okay. Yes, Mohammed, well done. Mary, go on a wildlife safari. Good job. And the last one? to go on a sightseeing holiday. Good job, guys. Well done. So I am not necessarily going to explain this vocabulary because this is usually vocabulary you're aware of, okay, and that you know. But I wanted to focus on those prepositions that we use. The only one that I feel you might not be familiar with is maybe a package holiday. Do you know what a package holiday is? If you do, let me know in the comment section. I'll give you a second to think about it. That is a great example, Hugo. I don't like going on package holidays. I prefer to have my own itinerary and choose hotels by myself. Exactly, so a package holiday means it's basically a deal. So it could be a deal that includes the hotel, the flight, and it tells you exactly, where you're going to go because that's part of the deal. So well done, Hugo. Very good. Okay, any more questions about the vocabulary right here? Just let me know before we move on to the next, which would be types of holidays, part 2. We have 2 on types of holidays. So go on, guys. Okay, so Sergio, you didn't know. Hopefully that was a comment that you wrote before I answered, but I'll give you another second to see if that answered your question. And guys, while I'm waiting to see your comments arrive, why don't you press on the little thumbs up button and give me a little bit of love with it. Yeah, come on, do it. Give it a like. Ah, somebody just did it. Good job. You get an extra point, whoever you are. Awesome. All right, guys. So we're going to move on to the next part, which is, again, it's types of holidays. But it is slightly different. This time we're going to have a look at some vocabulary, okay? So the first word we're going to have a look at is a long weekend. A long weekend. What is a long weekend? Okay? Let me know. I'll give you the definition after, but I want to see what you guys think it means. Now I see somebody, so Sergi, for example, you're asking what a walking holiday is. It could be a holiday where you just go hiking, where you go on some kind of pilgrimage. For example, in Spain, it's quite common to go to, in Spanish, it's called Santiago de Compostela. It's a pilgrimage. There's a big church where people go and they walk. There's several routes throughout Europe, and you can follow those routes on foot to get to that final destination. Okay? Cookie is saying, when I go abroad, I prefer to go on a package holiday. Okay? Because it's simple, it's easy. You don't have to think about it. All you have to do is relax. That's a valid option, absolutely. Ooh, Cookie, Hugo is saying you're an old woman. Because he's saying that seniors like to go on package holiday. Which, to be honest, it's true. It's absolutely true. You have a lot of package holidays on cruise ships as well, for a cruise. So yeah, I guess that's true. You're not wrong here, Hugo. Alright guys, so what is a long weekend? How would you define a long weekend? How would you define that? Okay, so in Ukraine, we have a lot of long weekend when we have more than 2 weekends. I'm not sure that's quite right. That sounds more like just a holiday. Okay, Hugo, when there is a public holiday on Monday or Friday, it's going to be a long weekend for most people. Exactly. When you go on a long weekend, it is basically an extended weekend holiday, including a Friday or a Monday. Or both. Why not? Can you guys just let me know if the writing is too small? I can make it bigger, but I was trying to fit as much as possible. So, Coque, for example, in Spain, we have quite a lot of long weekends. For example, I think we had some during Semana Santa. There was a Friday that was off during Holy Week. So that was a long weekend because we had Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Okay? A long holiday is a holiday where the day before and after the weekend is included. Yes. So be careful, Rosemary. It's a long weekend, not a long holiday. That would be different. Okay? Hello, the more I study, the more I learn. That's a great name. Okay, good. So let's move on to our next word. A short break. A short break. So what do you mean when you say that you need to go on a short break? You go on a short break. So a short break a long weekend could be a short break. So how would we define a short break? Again, I'll give you a second to think about it. A short break. Last summer we didn't really go on holiday, but we had a short break in August. Okay, so that's an example. Hopefully that helps you understand what it means, a short break, or short if you want to sound American. A short break. I hate how delayed the comments are. I wish they were appearing quicker, magically appearing. Oh, I'm just gonna move a little bit. I'm sorry guys, I'm not just chilling with my fan, it's just really hot in here. So it's necessary. I'm hoping to get one where I can have my little English page on it. That would be really cool. Like all those beauty bloggers. Okay guys, so I see no reaction in here. You don't know what a short break is? That one is a bit more difficult. Well, it's that simple. It's just a short holiday. That's it. Nothing else, nothing special, okay? Just something very short. Oh, Sergi, that is so lucky. In Ukraine, when you have when a holiday happens, you mean when you have a bank holiday that happens to be at the weekend, it automatically moves to the Monday? That's fantastic. That is great, because there are way too many bank holidays that are wasted on weekends. Yep. Okay, Rosemary, a short vacation or holiday, good job. So Hugo, that is a fantastic question. Do you like to take a short break or short breaks from social media every once in a while? Absolutely. I try to have breaks at the weekend, but not every weekend, because I know a lot of people do go on social media at the weekend. But I try from time to time, especially now with summer arriving. You just naturally just want to take a break, you know, go outside, go to the beach, go for a walk. So that's when I usually try to have my breaks at the weekend, but not every weekend. It could be a one-day holiday, Kader. It doesn't have to be one day. Like I said, a long weekend could be a short break. It's just not 2 weeks of holiday. It's fairly short, okay? A short break is at dinner time. Well, you can use the word break to talk about a meal, okay? Or just some kind of a moment where you kind of relax for a bit. So that could work. In this context, it's not exactly what I meant, but it works as well, okay? So the next one, a far off destination. A far off destination. When I go on holiday, I try to go to a far off destination. But it's usually a lot more expensive, so I can't do it very often. So far off destination, what could that be? So Hugo, yes, you know what? I actually texted Sheriff on Instagram the other day, because I haven't seen him in a while as well, and I'm getting a little bit worried. I don't know what's going on. I think Koke is sometimes in contact with him, so maybe, Koke, do you know anything? But yeah, Sheriff hasn't been on the lives for quite a while, that's true. And he's usually the first one here. So that's a little bit surprising, yeah. So, let's go back, guys. A far off destination. You have the word far. So, I think this one's not too hard to guess. That one's not... it's a word you understand, but it's still a word you don't necessarily use all the time, which is why it's more advanced, okay? Instead of just saying, I'm gonna go far, you can use this expression. It's a little bit more advanced. And Okay, I'm going to give you the answer. That one was an easy one. It means somewhere far away. When you go to a far off destination, you go far away. Yes, when you go to a far away country for a holiday, absolutely. Is it Yowie? Yowie? Yes, that was good. Perfect. So Sergi, just be careful with the word journey. That's a word that a lot of people confuse. The journey is basically the process of getting somewhere. So from the moment that you leave your house to the moment that you arrive at your destination, that is the journey. Okay? Don't confuse journey and trip. Oh, thank you, Koke. Thank you. Okay, so Hugo is saying, if I go to a far-off destination, I prefer to spend at least 2 weeks there to recover from jet lag. That's a great word. I didn't include that, but that is a great word. Jet lag. Well done, Hugo. Jet lag. When you go, for example, so I experienced jet lag when I went to the United States. There is a 6-hour time difference, which means, you know, your regular sleeping schedule is all messed up. That's jet lag when you're experiencing that time difference, okay? Good. All right, so I think I have one more for this category. A holiday of a lifetime. So I think you pretty much know what it means. So instead of giving me a definition, guys, I would like you to write a few words about a holiday of a lifetime that you've experienced. Have you ever experienced a holiday of a lifetime? Let me know in the comment section. So it's actually more pronounced like Luai. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Luai. Okay, you didn't know I was going live today? Just remember, every Thursday I go live at 3 p.m. Okay? Oh wow, Sergio, you're getting very technical. At least 300 kilometers away. I don't know about the details that much, but I think 300 kilometers probably applies for a far off destination. Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, we pretty much understand what a holiday of a lifetime means. It's a very special holiday that you are unlikely to forget. It was so good that it's in your brain, in your memory forever. Okay, thank you for joining us, Koke. See you soon. I'm probably going to do the live a little bit later next week. I'm thinking maybe 4 o'clock from now on, so maybe, hopefully you can join then, okay? The worst is going east, so you go east, okay? The worst is going east, yeah, that's strong jet lag, yeah, absolutely. So Sergi, you don't remember your holiday of a lifetime? You were drunk at that time? So it was probably a fun holiday. If you can't remember anything, you actually probably had too much to drink. Alright, so what else, guys? Have you ever had a holiday of a lifetime? I think for me was when I was young, I had the amazing opportunity to go to the Caribbean with my parents. We went to Guadeloupe, which is a French island in the Caribbean, and it was fantastic. It was beautiful. It was awesome. I absolutely loved it. I have fantastic memories of that time period. So that was really a holiday of a lifetime. Okay? And then Hugo, you're saying it's minimum 3,000 kilometers. Well, Hugo and Sergey, you guys gotta agree on something on that one. Okay, and then Sergey, you like the Dead Sea. Was that a really good experience? I'd love to go there. I've heard really good things about it. It sounds quite fun. Agreed. Okay, guys, should we move on to the next category? That was actually almost half an hour. Wow, that was much longer than I thought so far. Well, let's continue. So we're now moving on to the category sightseeing. Sightseeing. So when you guys go on holidays, do you like to go sightseeing, or do you prefer to just relax by the pool or maybe drink a cocktail on the beach? What do you like to do when you go on holiday? Or do you maybe like to do a mix? Do you like to go sightseeing and relax? Or maybe just one or the other? I don't know. But what do you like to do when you are on holidays? Let me know here in the comment section. You actually remember, okay. That is another fantastic expression, Hugo. A holiday of a lifetime is when you have a whale of a time. That's a really good expression. You know what? It's so good that I'm going to write it down because I want to use it in one of my future videos. So Hugo, you get a massive 10 points for that. Well done. Whale of a time. I like it. Good one. So yeah, guys, remember, I also get a lot of ideas for my lessons from you. So that's just an example of me, using you guys as well as a great source of ideas to help even more students. But remember, you can also make requests. I will always try to actually do it if I can. So feel free to do so. Sorry. Okay, so yes, when you go sightseeing, you look around at tourist sites. Okay, now, so Sergi, you like to go sightseeing. Wonderful, very good. Hugo, yes, sightseeing is good as long as it's not full of tourists. If it's too crowded, it can definitely be overwhelming. Overwhelming. Are you familiar with this word, overwhelming? Let me write it in the comment section. Overwhelming. Okay, it's too much. That's what overwhelming means, okay? So yes, absolutely true. I agree with you 100%. Okay, guys, so I see we have a few silent students in the class today. Remember, guys, the more you participate, the more fun we all have together. If you're worried about making mistakes, do not be afraid. I actually, it helps me teach if some of you make mistakes because I can correct, and we memorize things when we see a mistake and the correction next to it. So please, guys, don't feel shy. Go ahead, comment. Do it. Come on. Okay, all right, so we have a few more comments here. Sergi, you prefer physical activity. On my last trip, I walked for 40 kilometers in one day. 40 kilometers! That's how much is a marathon? How many kilometers is a marathon? It can't be really far from a marathon. That's a lot, Sergi. So yeah, you do like walking and hiking, I guess. Okay. And so Kader, when I'm on holiday, I want to spend all the time relaxing on a beach and a pool. Yes, I'm quite like you on that one. But it's true that it's nice to break the relaxing time with a little bit of a cultural activity, like sightseeing can be one of those. So yeah, okay, coolio. Yes, Sergi, some people can't type very quickly, it's true, and I'm just impatient. I just want to see all of your wonderful comments. That's why. Okay, so let's move on to our next word. So this is just an alternative. A lot of you guys think about tourist sites, that's one word, but we can also refer to places of interest. Places of interest, okay? So those are sites of interest to tourists. Okay, so for example, in Paris, a good example would be the Eiffel Tower. Can you guys give me some famous places of interest where you live? While you do that, I'll tell you about a few famous places of interest in Seville, where I live. Hi Camilo! So Camilo is here to answer our question here, guys. So we were wondering how long is a marathon. So it is 42 kilometers. Just a little bit more. So you pretty much did a walking marathon, Sergi, last time. Okay, So let's talk about a few famous places of interest in your city. Let me know about one in the comment section. In Seville, there are several. For example, there's the cathedral. It's a very beautiful cathedral, and it has a big mix of Arabic and Spanish culture as well in it. We also have the Real Alcázar. That's where some scenes of Game of Thrones were filmed. So that's really cool. I actually visited it a few years ago, and you can really see and recognize some things. So that was really, really cool. So, Luai, you have a famous museum maybe in your city. Okay. Hugo, Notre Dame de Paris. Yes, Notre Dame de Paris. That sounded weird. Notre Dame de Paris. Rosemary, you have the Algerian Sahara. Yes, I would love to see, how it is in the desert. It seems so weird to me that the temperatures can vary so much in the desert, that it could be freezing temperatures at night and boiling hot during the day. I've always found that quite fascinating. Okay, then Sergi, for you in Ukraine, next to where you live, you have a great park in Busha. Okay, fantastic, guys. So we've just learned about a few interesting places of interest. That's just repeating the same thing. So a few cool places of interest. We could say that. Okay, so for the next, I have 3 more words, guys. 3 more short expressions. What I want you to focus on for that is the alternative to the word pretty or beautiful. Because when you actually go sightseeing, when you go to places of interest, you might take some photos, you might want to talk about it to your family and friends. My hair is a mess, it's annoying me. So you might want to talk about that with your friends and family, or you might want to describe it to someone else. And we always say, oh, it was beautiful, it was cool. So let's have a look at a few alternatives that we could use. So one of the words is stunning. Stunning. Okay, stunning landscape. Landscape, basically, view, countryside. Okay, so stunning landscape. Now, I see that Hugo used gorgeous. That works. Gorgeous landscape. Gorgeous landscape. Absolutely fine. Works perfectly well. Good job. So, can you try and find more alternatives? Glorious. It could work in some cases. I guess not for everything. Stunning and gorgeous are probably easier to use in other situations, but glorious is a nice adjective. I like it. Then I'm going to add another one, which is breathtaking views. Breathtaking. It is so beautiful that it takes your breath away. You are stunned. You are stunned. It takes your breath away. Oh, what a breathtaking view. It's fabulous. It's Luai. I'm sorry, I'll get it right. Luai, fabulous. We said it at the same time. Yes. Amazing. That's another one. That one is a little bit more common, but it's a very, very useful word. I use it quite a lot, actually, and I try to force myself not to use it. That's why words like gorgeous, fantastic, fabulous are great alternatives. Camilo, you think I should just shave it all? Maybe. No, definitely not. I'm not shaving my hair off. Okay, great. And I have one more. That one is less common. Okay, great example, Sergi. There is a lot of breathtaking views in Billa. Okay, wonderful. I can't read the rest of your sentence. That's why. Ooh, mesmerizing. Kader, that's a beautiful adjective. Mesmerizing. It's fascinating. It's mesmerizing. It's beautiful. Astonishing. Gobsmacking. That's an interesting one, Hugo. Gobsmacking. Gob refers to the mouth. Okay, a gob, your gob, that's the mouth. Gobsmacking, it makes you smack your gob. So it doesn't have to mean beautiful. It's usually something very shocking or surprising. Gobsmacking. Okay, you smack your gob. You hit it. Okay, good. Astonishing, that's a great word. Catching views. Not sure about that one, Rosemary. I'm not sure that would work here. Not so much. Wonderful. Okay, good. So the last that I said, guys, this one is quite different. Picturesque village. So picturesque, you can't use it as much, but think about the structure of the word. Picturesque. What other word do you recognize in picturesque? There's another word in there. What is it? Tell me. Write it in the comment section. What's the other word that we could get from picturesque? That should help you understand a little bit what that word means. It gives you a little bit of the origin of it. Alright, come on guys. Let me know in the comment section. Dee. I need to get a little music jingle thing for when you guys are commenting and I'm waiting for the answers. Exactly, guys. We have the word picture in it. So if it's picturesque, it is beautiful because it looks like a photograph. Okay? It's beautiful. It looks like a photograph, like a picture. Awesome. Well done. Wonderful. Good. So, are we ready to move on to the next category? Yes? No? Yes. Let's move on to the next one. Our next category is accommodation. And it's your job, guys, to fill in the blanks. Where are they? Here. To fill in the blanks with where are my fingers? I'm so confused. This way, that one. There, very good. Oh, Hugo, that's a good one. It's Instagrammable. Yeah, I guess so. I guess if it's as good as a picture, if it's worth as much as a picture, yeah, good. Okay, all right. So, I never go which way to go. It's the opposite way. So let's read. I'm going to read everything. That way you can also check out the pronunciation. And then, guys, go ahead. You can start writing the answers in the comment section. So the words that we have first are package holiday. We've seen that word. We know what it means. Remember, a package holiday is basically a package deal, okay? Where you might have flights and hotel included. It's a package. It's a deal. Then we have self-catering. Self-catering. In this case, it refers to when you have to do everything. When there's no food included, no drinks included, you have to do it all. Okay? Good. Then the next one is a holiday resort, or here it's in plural, holiday resorts. That's an area with a lot of hotels, and a resort could actually refer to one of those huge hotels that has everything in it as well. Then we have a youth hostel. See how I pronounce that? Where is the stress? Hostel. Hostel. Very important to stress the first syllable. Otherwise, it's going to sound like hotel. Hotel. Hostel. Hotel. Okay? So a youth hostel. This is usually something cheaper where you share rooms and it's a lot of backpackers, so people that just travel with a backpack tend to go to youth hostels as well. Let me know in the comment section if you've ever slept in a youth hostel. I have several times in England, for example, because it's quite expensive to go to a hotel there. So I've booked a youth hotel several times in the past. And then the last word here is all inclusive. All inclusive. And as the name indicates, it means that everything is covered. So, well, I need to be careful that it's not the same as, okay. When I was younger, I went on holidays with my parents, and it was an all-inclusive holiday, so all the food was included, all the drinks were included, the activities were paid for as well. There was nothing we had to pay for because it had already been paid for. Now let's have a look at the sentences. We have La Costa del Sol is full of millions of people go on every year. Maybe we could share a dorm in a... The cottage is let weekly as a holiday home. We stayed at a or an resort in Jamaica last summer. So guys, if you paid attention, some of those words are in singular, some of those words are in plural. So this should help you figure out which words go in what, gap. Because of course, some of those words could pretty much go in other places, but the structure, the grammar here should help you spot which words go where. Okay, so Sergi is on fire. You're answering everything already. Good for you. I do want to give everybody else another second to think about it. So just think about it for a second. Okay, I'll go with Sergi's first one. You said La Costa del Sol is full of holiday resorts. And I believe you are right. Well done. That was indeed the first one. Let's put it nicely. Okay. La Costa del Sol, is it Costa del Sol? Yeah, it's Costa del Sol. Is full of holiday resorts. Yes, Rosemary, you got that one as well. Very good. Well done. Okay. Yeah. So Hugo, yeah, okay. Be careful with bed bugs in youth hostels. Because it's true, you can find some pretty crappy youth hostels as well because they're very cheap. So the standards are lower as well. And yeah, bed bugs. Ooh, no, don't like that. Okay, so you all have the holiday resort one. Good job. So let's move on to the second one. So, Lua, you agree with Sergi everywhere? That's cheating. You're just copying his answers. So, Sergi's never been to a hostel because in Ukraine accommodation is cheap. Wow, $25 per night? That's pretty good. That's a good deal. Okay. So, for number 2, we have most people go on every year. Now, Sergi, you said most people go on package holidays every year. Okay. I think Kader said something as well. You said on youth hostels every year. Doesn't work here, Kader. So, Sergi was right. People go on package holidays every year. People go on package holidays every year. Good one. Oh, Rosemary, you have your number 3. You are saying youth hostels. It's difficult to pronounce. Youth hostels. Youth hostel. Hostels. Repeat with me, guys. Youth hostels. Youth hostels. Okay. Sounds like a broken CD. Youth hostels. Youth hostels. All right, and you are correct. Maybe we could share a dorm in a youth hostel. A dorm, that was the clue. That was the word that should have given it away. A dorm is, so it's basically a type of room, but usually you have a lot of beds in those. And you often have bunk beds. You know, the beds that have 2 levels. They're usually single beds. And you have one on top of the other with a little ladder you can climb to access the upper bed. Okay, good job. Well done, guys. So be careful, Sergi. You don't want to taste the hostels. You want to test the hostels. Taste, that is to taste. Test is like try. Okay, so test. Good. So Luai, for number 4, you're saying self-catering, sorry. Rosemary is saying the same. So the cottage is let weekly as a self-catering home holiday. Very good. So for example, when you rent an Airbnb, if you know what Airbnb is, it's basically when you rent a house, someone else's house, or sometimes it's just a room. But when you rent a whole house, there's nobody in there to make things for you, to prepare food for you, right? You're doing it all yourself. I mean, unless you're very rich and you can afford to have staff on holiday. I don't think a lot of people can. But you're basically doing everything. You're doing the shopping, you're making the food, you're doing the cleaning, you're organizing the activities. You are doing everything yourself. So it is a self-catering type of holiday. Okay? Very good. So indeed, guys, the last one is all-inclusive. All-inclusive. And that is the bomb, especially when cocktails are included. Unfortunately, the one time that I went to an all-inclusive resort, I was underage. I think I was 14. So obviously I didn't drink any alcohol at the time. But I had a lot of virgin pina coladas. So those are pina coladas with no alcohol. If you have a cocktail without alcohol, it's called a virgin cocktail. So those are always included in all-inclusive resorts. Okay. So taste something, to have a short experience of something, especially something you want more. Yeah, tasted freedom. Okay, but in this case, Sergi, this is a bit of an exception. You can taste freedom. But what you said earlier, it would be test or try or discover. Most of the time, if you use taste, it's something that you eat, okay? But this is an expression. To taste freedom is different. So don't confuse the two, okay? It's different. Wonderful, guys. So we have one more category, which is activities. So that one is going to be a little bit different. The way I've organized the next activity. It's basically going to be some kind of listening exercise. I have prepared about, so how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've prepared 6 phrases or expressions related to holiday activities. What I would like you to do, I am not going to show you the words right now, because I'm going to tell you a little story, kind of, and I want you to pay attention and listen. I want you to try and find those expressions, okay? Again, those are things you might have heard of before, but you're not necessarily using those words. So try to really, really focus, concentrate, and find the vocabulary about holidays, and here more specifically, activities. I think there's one that is not fully related to activities, but otherwise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We roughly have 6 activities, words or expressions that we are looking for, okay? Yes, Sergi, a hostel is always a lower quality than a hotel. So obviously, yes, hotel is probably going to be better. But it's also a very different type of experience. And Hugo, you don't like all-inclusive deals? Okay, it's true. A lot of the time the food is not great. It can depend on where you're going. But it is kind of, it's like a big machine producing a lot of food for a big amount of people. True. So guys, either take a pen and a paper or be ready on the comment section. I'm going to start my little story, and it's your job to try and find the expressions that I want to teach you today. If you can't, just listen and use that as a way to practice listening, okay? So, a few years ago, I went on holidays to to Jamaica again. I went to Jamaica and I purchased a package deal. That's not the vocabulary we're looking for, okay? Remember, all the vocabulary here is new vocabulary. So if you're hearing expressions I've already taught throughout the lesson, that's not the focus, okay? So I went on holidays to Jamaica and I had some kind of package deal. So it was a package holiday. I decided to go for such kind of holiday because I thought it would be the best way to put my feet up and relax. I had been working a lot and I was feeling exhausted, so I needed to get away from it all. Unfortunately, when I got there, I went to the reception desk to ask a little bit about all the activities that they had in the package deal. So the lady showed me the holiday brochure. So on the brochure, you can see all of the activities available, if maybe there are any kind of guided tours, or if you can just visit any town nearby, or maybe if the resort has some kind of sports center. So I asked for the holiday brochure. And of course, one of the only things available was guided tours. Now, I have no problem with guided tours, but a lot of the time when you go on one of those tours, you just look like a big horde of tourists. It looks like you're part of a horde of tourists. And they also take you to places that are overcrowded, and very often those tours end in some kind of tourist shop. And those are definitely tourist traps, because all they're trying to do is sell, products that you don't need. And usually it's quite overpriced. Okay, I've used my 6 words. It was difficult. I'm going to tell you the story again. It's not going to be exactly 100% the same, but you will hear the words repeated, okay? Let me just have a sip of water before. Luai, you've got one. Okay. A few years ago, I decided to go on holiday. I wanted to get away from it all, so I went for a package holiday. I thought this would include a lot of activities and that it would be really fun, and that it would be a fantastic way, to just put my feet up and relax. So when I arrived on the first day, I went to the reception desk and I asked to see the holiday brochure. Because as you know, on the brochure, that's where you have a list of all of the activities available. And unfortunately, one of the only activities available was a guided tour, which is fine. There are some very interesting guided tours, but I feel that most of the time those are just, it's overcrowded and you're in the middle. Sorry, lost my trail of thought. You go somewhere and there's another guided tour, and we all just look like a lot of tourists, and every place of interest is just full of hordes of tourists. And the problem as well is that towards the end of those guided tours, they tend to take you to some kind of shop where they encourage you to purchase some products. They usually are local products, but not all the time. And they are quite often way overpriced. So it just feels like they're taking you to a tourist trap. It's just a tourist trap, really. Alright guys, so I've said all the words again. It wasn't quite exactly the same story, but it was very similar. And I see that a lot of you have seem to have the vocabulary. So let's have a look. So yeah, Luai, you got brochure. That was definitely one of the words. So let's put it here. A holiday brochure. We also had tour guide or guided tour. Okay, the tour guide is the person who organizes the tour, and the tour guide is the guided tour, is the event. So Sergio, you're close, but yeah, Rosemary got it right. Is to put your feet up. Okay, so put one's feet up, and it does mean to relax. Then, so Luai, reception desk was not one of the words I had written there, but it could have been. It could have been. Reception desk could have been. Rosemary, then you have to get away from it all. Fantastic. To get away from things. It means that basically you need a break from things. You need to, you need some space. Good. So Hugo, overcrowded wasn't one of the words. It could have been though. Definitely. Instead, and I don't think anybody got that one. Nobody got it. Hordes of tourists. It's when you have huge groups of tourists. Hordes. Okay? Hordes of tourists. Then the last one. Yeah, a few of you have it as well. Hello, Rayani. Nice to see you. So yes, the last word, guys, was indeed a tourist trap. Ooh, a sports center could have been one, but it's not one of the words I wanted to teach you. So here's the list, guys, of the 6 expressions or words that I wanted to focus on for the last part, which is activities. So obviously, I'm not talking about activities like, for example, just, sunbathing or swimming. I'm talking about, more general, not more general, just different type of vocabulary. So to put your feet up, okay, just visualize it. You're sitting, I'm going to show you my feet, up, and you're just up, relaxing, okay, let's say there's a big thing here and you just go, you relax, you put your feet up. When you're on the sofa, for example, and you put your feet on the little coffee table, you put your feet up, you chill, you relax, you chillax, okay, good. Then the next one was to get away from it all. Like I said earlier, to get away from something means to get a break from it, to put some distance, to have a break. That's the best way to put it, I think. Guys, while I explain this vocabulary, please feel free to leave your examples in the comment section. I'll have a look after. I think we're going to go a little bit over an hour today, but that's okay, isn't it? Yes, it's okay. Okay, and then the next one, I think you all got it, the holiday brochure. So in this case, I said that it was mostly for activities. It doesn't have to be. If you like to book your holidays through a travel agent, they will show you holiday brochures where you have the hotel, some description, some information about the hotel, the types of things you can do there, the types of services they provide. So that's a brochure, a holiday brochure. Then we have the guided tour. This is not really advanced vocabulary, but I thought it was, part of the story, so I decided to put it here. But we know what a guided tour is, right? It's when we have a guide, someone telling us information about the places that we are looking at. Good. Then we have Luai. What does it mean to put your foot back? Not sure what you mean by that. That's probably, I'm not sure that's actually an expression. Hello, Timur. Hi, Khalid. What happened? We haven't seen you. You were here at the beginning and then you left. We're just at the very end of the lesson. Okay, guys. So then we had hordes of tourists. massive amount of tourists incoming. Okay, for example, in Spain for us, it's quite common to see full buses of tourists arrive in front of flamenco show areas. For example, not far from where I live, there's a big place where they do flamenco shows. So flamenco is a type of dance. La, 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 ole. Okay? And it's very popular in Spain, and people who come and visit Seville particularly kind of have to go watch a flamenco show. So there's massive amounts of tourists that arrive in front of that place. So we have hordes of tourists gathering and converging towards that place all the time. Okay? Good. And then the last one is a tourist trap. I think this one is pretty transparent as well. Trap, okay, if something is a trap, it means it's not really what it says it is. So, like I said, I think that was a pretty good description earlier. There's a lot of guided tours that end where you have to go to a specific shop, and that is done to kind of convince you, encourage you to buy something. It's kind of a trap. It's set up to get your money. It's a trap. Don't go there. It's a trap. It's a trap. Okay? Okay, good. Oh, wow, Khalid, is 46 degrees. Woof, that is hot. We're not quite there yet here in Seville. I think we're in the 35s right now. 46 degrees. Oh, here, I'll give you a bit of air. Is that helping? Okay. Okay, so yes, Sergi, you can physically put your feet up to get better blood flow, better circulation in your legs. Absolutely good. Okay, guys, so we've pretty much finished. So now I would like you to please try and give me some examples before we go. Tribe of tourists from Japan. It is quite true though that a lot of people from Japan, or maybe Korea as well, tend to travel in big groups. So absolutely, yeah. Did you like the air, Khalid? Yeah, I know. I like my fan. And I said earlier, I definitely want one that has my little English page soon. So while you guys write your examples, I just want to remind you one more time that you have until this Sunday at midnight to do the task and win a lesson with me for free. All you have to do, guys, is to go watch my lesson that is called How to Study on Your Own, or How to Study Without a Teacher. And you have a small task to do, and then just, let me know about it, share it, but I'm not telling you all the details. And if you fulfill the requirements, you could potentially win that lesson with me. And, again, a free lesson is always nice. Free practice. Ain't gonna say no to that. So go ahead, guys, do it. And please, I would really appreciate it if you shared that video as well to try and reach and help even more learners. Okay, I think I have a few examples. No, it's still talking about temperature. Oh gosh, Sergi, 60 degrees. Does it get that hot in Ukraine? Wow, that is crazy. Whoa, okay. All right, Hugo, I think he's got a pretty good example here for us, guys. So most tourist traps are located where there are guided tours with hordes of tourists. So if you want to get away from it all, put your feet up and put your feet up. It's best not to follow holiday brochures all the time. That was great. That was fantastic. I love it. Khalid, if you don't have Instagram, that's okay. Then in that case, you can send me the mind map directly on my email account. Okay? So it's it's not writing. My little English page at gmail.com. So if you want to do it and you don't have Instagram, you can always do it and send it to me there, okay? It was crowded. It was very crowded at the museum today, so I had to get away from it all. Good. Now be careful, Luai. Today is one word, okay? Today. Good. Well done. Today. All right. Any other examples, guys? Any last minute question that you'd like to ask me? Now is the time. In Egypt, it's common to visit tourist shops. Exactly, on sightseeing tours. I know it's quite common. I actually saw a documentary. It was a French documentary on tourist guided tours usually ending up in a carpet shop, you know, to encourage people to buy carpets. Do you think that's true, Sergi? Would you agree? Okay, all right. So I think we're going to end it here, guys. Now, I said earlier, I think I'm going to move the live to 4 o'clock now instead of 3, because a lot of you are either having lunch or you're just about to go back to work. So I think 4 o'clock might be a good time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post a quiz on YouTube. So I'll be in the community tab. And all you'll have to do, guys, is just vote. I'm going to suggest maybe 4, 4:30, and 5 o'clock. And that way you guys can just choose and tell me what time would work best. Obviously, the times that I'm going to write in that quiz, in that survey, are going to be in GMT +2. So that's my time, Spanish time. So make sure you do the conversion, okay? Good. You don't have tourist shop in Ukraine? Really? You don't have any, for example, in Kiev? That's surprising. Okay. Hugo, thanks for the class. You deserve to put your feet up for a while now. Very good. Great use of the vocabulary, Hugo. You're doing fantastic. Everyone, you did so well again for this lesson. I really, really appreciate, guys, you coming every week. This is dedication, and this is what will help you improve and really, go further, go much further than where you are. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please give the video a big thumbs up, like it, love it, share it. You know that the more people we reach, the more people we'll have during the live. And honestly, the more we are, the more fun we have. I'd like to say a few words that Ask Teacher Will always says. He says, we learn together. And this is so true. Just today, remember, I wrote down one of the expressions that Hugo used because it's such a good expression that I think many more students should benefit from it. So I'm definitely thinking about making a lesson on that expression. So thank you guys for coming. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely weekend and see you next week. Bye. Bye-bye, guys. See you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Mwah. Bye-bye.